Welcome to the Podcast with Purpose.
Hi, welcome back to the Podcast with Purpose. I'm Nate Link, and I am joined here today with Steve Hartz. Steve Hartz joined Human Technologies recently as the internal support specialist, but by the time we could get this podcast recorded, he is now the employees relation specialist. Did I say that right, Steve?
Employee relations specialist.
All right, I was halfway there.
You were good.
So maybe the reason why is because I'm wondering, and probably everyone else who's listening and watching right now is wondering, what does an employee relations specialist do?
Good question. That's the $1 million question, I guess. During the transition into this new role, before I was primarily focused on, dealing with the disability aspect of what we do here at HT. The way that I managed people and with the supervisory aspect of their teams and the managers in place, it was decided that, maybe my position needed to be expanded a little bit. So I guess the biggest focus is on managing the relations of the managers, supervisors, employees, all the way across the company board, as far as different personalities and different disabilities and how we're assisting and supporting and accommodating our people to help them be successful in the roles that they're in. And that goes from the top down. Part of training and development, being proactive on situations, on how we handle different situations in the workplace, to make sure everybody's supported in what they're doing. It was a pretty big jump for me.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, first of all, on that jump. So I know, because we're in the same building together, you're here in Utica with me, but I also know we have employees in Buffalo, Virginia, Binghamton, Syracuse. You're all over. You're not just helping people in Utica. You're a resource for everybody in this company, correct?
Correct. I'm a frontline resource for when we do onboarding and orientation of new employees. I'm a face that they're going to see the first day. They're going to know some information about my role. They're going to get my information on, how I can relay information to their supervisors. While I may not be directly there working with them, I'm a resource and a tool for them so that we can transition easily, so that their supervisors are also in the position to best support them, so that they're successful at what they're doing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, before coming to Human Technologies, what is your background? Where were you before HT?
Fresh out of high school, I worked as a mental health counselor for 13 years at a local psychiatric center here in Utica. So dealing with, disability-related issues and mental health backgrounds and other things, it was kind of my wheelhouse. After I left that position, odd jobs here and there, I decided to go back to school. I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree in business administration with a focus on human resources management. So when I was kind of selected for this position, it was kind of a hybrid role that I was going to be placed into, which is, I guess, a big reason why, my director selected me for the position, that I got the mission that we're trying to do here, but I also understand the business aspect of it. And it's worked out beautifully so far.
Excellent. Glad to hear. So you've had some other jobs, you had a career, you had a life before HT. What sets, in your opinion, so you've been here for a few months now, what sets Human Technologies apart from other places you've worked before?
Easily the personal touch and our mission in general of what we're trying to do here, that the compassionate side and the caring side intertwine with the business side, and that's not really something you see too many places. Healthcare, hospital facilities, it's all about patient. You don't really see the other side of things, and just the way that we approach situations, how we handle our employees in the workplace, everything that we do for everybody. It's a great company to work for, and it resonates through the entire company and through every department, regardless of any employee contact or not, I think it shines through to the full range and scope of everybody that works here.
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So we know, now that we know what you do and where you were before this, what is Steve like outside of work? What is your passion? What do you do to unwind?
So Steve is, currently going to school and working full time. Now with this new position, I get to not work my second job. So I'm looking forward to some downtime here pretty soon. I am an avid sports fan. I'm a local Yankees, Bills kind of guy. I golf when I get the time to. I like to say I'm an avid golfer, but schedules don't exactly work out that way. All around sports fanatic when I can. Going back to school, I'm really passionate about education and academia. I took the jump back in when I was 36 years old to go back to school, and it has been my life for 3 years now, and now getting to the end of the finish line here. I'm looking forward to, still pursuing my education, but also growing my career here. I think those two are going to intermix pretty well.
Excellent. I agree with you. It sounds like they're definitely going to.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. Let me catch you off guard. I'm sorry if I do. Tell me something people may not know about you, a fun fact.
Fun fact. I am an avid concert goer to some pretty heavy rock and roll shows. Those are, right at my wheelhouse. That's kind of my unwinding time. I actually have one scheduled for next week and one 2 weeks after that. So looking forward to it.
Excellent. Excellent. Nice way to unwind.
Yeah.
Or wind, maybe even. Well, Steve, I know you're busy in your new role, and I sincerely appreciate your time. Again, welcome aboard. We are glad to have you there. And for everybody out there in the podcast world, make sure you check in to Steve. He is this amazing untapped resource. One of the reasons that Human Technologies is so great and we're doing so many great things is because we have these supports in place. So please feel free to reach out to Steve. I'll put his contact info in the notes. And if you're watching this on the video version, I will have the contact info flashing right across the screen as well. And we thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.